Hi, I'm Megan and welcome to my kitchen. In today's What's for Dinner video, I'll be sharing with you what meals we had this past week. Our dinners were easy to make, budget-friendly, and delicious. So if you'd like to get some weeknight meal ideas for your family, then just keep watching. I'm really excited because today's video is also a collab with Paisley Bradley. You may already be familiar with her channel, but just in case you're not, I'll include a link in the description box below. As soon as you're done watching my video, make sure you head on over to her channel, show her some love, subscribe if you're not already. She is a mama to two. She is really down to earth. She has a great sense of humor. She has this little giggle that she does, and it totally cracks me up. Her videos really brighten my day. I just love how down to earth and what a good sense of humor that she has. So like I said, I know you'll love her channel. She does grocery hauls and what's for dinner videos, but she does so much more. She does vlogs, day in the life, all kinds of interesting content. So like I said, head on over to her channel. I'm really excited to be collabing with her. I know you'll love her. Tonight for dinner, I kept it simple and made some BLTs. I've shared this before on my channel. I'll include a link in the description box below and pop an iCard up for it. But I know you probably know how to make BLTs. I just like to cook my bacon in the oven. For my husband's sandwich, he likes his bread toasted. I prefer mine not to be toasted. And then he has some lettuce. I didn't want lettuce this night. And then my kind of secret for BLTs is I add the mayonnaise to the bread, and then I like to add just a little bit of barbecue sauce. Not a lot, just a little bit. I know it might sound weird, but if you haven't tried it, give it a try. It's actually really delicious. And then I served some chips and fresh cut up pineapple with our BLTs, and that was dinner this night. For dinner this night, I had some rib tips that my mom and dad gave me. The rib tips are from a restaurant. It's called Famous Dave's, and it's a barbecue restaurant. I know they have different locations. I don't know where all they are, but they have one here in Nashville, and we really enjoy it, but we haven't been there in forever. So I'm just going to heat up those rib tips slowly in the oven. And then I found a box of their cornbread muffin mix at Walmart, so I got that. To get started, I'm going to make the honey butter, which the box suggested, and it's really easy. You just mix together softened butter and honey. I'm going to mix that together and set that aside. When we go to Famous Dave's, my husband usually gets their greens as one of his side dishes, so I'm going to take a can of these seasoned collard greens and just warm them up slowly on the stove while everything else is cooking. Now I'm going to get started on the cornbread muffins. So here's the mix. Again, I just got this at Walmart. I'm going to cook this according to the package instructions, which say to add the egg, water, and milk to a bowl and mix that together really well. And then I'm going to add in the dry mix and mix that up, and I'm going to be careful not to overmix that. Once that's mixed up, I'm going to set it aside, and then I'm going to take a muffin tin. I have added some paper liners in there. This made, I believe, 8 muffins, but I may have overfilled it a little bit. You could probably get 12 if you filled it a little bit less than what I filled it, but then I'm just going to bake these according to the package instructions. For my second side dish, I'm going to try to recreate their macaroni and cheese. I don't know exactly what's in it, but I do know it has corn and jalapenos. So I'm just going to take this box of Great Value macaroni and cheese, cook it according to the package instructions, and once it's done, I'm going to add in a slice of American cheese, a little bit of barbecue sauce, and some corn and pickled jalapenos. And then here are the finished plates. So we have the ribs, the cornbread. Once those muffins were out of the oven, I brushed them with that honey butter. We have the collard greens and then the macaroni and cheese. This was absolutely delicious. This was so good. I wasn't going to make the honey butter for the cornbread, but the box suggested it, and I'm so glad I did. It totally made it. This was really good. Tonight for dinner, I'm making Asian lettuce wraps. This was on my meal plan, and I had a recipe pin that I was going to use for this, but then I saw Sara from Sara's Realm make Asian lettuce wraps. I believe it was last week, and she used a different recipe than what I used. So what I did was I just took both recipes and I kind of combined them. I'll link both the recipe that I used in her video in the description box below, and I'll also include kind of the combination of the two that I used to make this, but this was really, really good. I recommend you give this a try. All I've done is I've taken some ground turkey, I've browned it in this skillet, then I'm going to add in my vegetables. So I'm adding in some chopped up green onions, some chopped up water chestnuts, mushrooms, fresh garlic, and then I'm going to add in some shredded carrots and stir that together. And then I just cooked this on about medium heat for about 5 minutes or until the vegetables were nice and tender. Now I'm going to add all of the ingredients that make like this sauce, and you can totally do this to taste. Again, I'll include the measurements that I used, but feel free to adjust it to whatever you and your family like. I'm going to add in the hoisin sauce, the soy sauce, then the rice vinegar, then the sesame oil, the sriracha, then some ginger, and I would have preferred to use fresh ginger, but I didn't have any, so I just used the powdered. Then I'm going to stir that together really well and allow it to simmer for about 5 minutes. And here's the finished turkey filling. And then to go along with that, I just have some fresh green beans. I just washed and trimmed these and then tossed them with some of the Trader Joe's soyaki sauce, and I air fried them at 390 degrees for about 9 to 10 minutes. And here are the finished plates. I served the turkey filling on some butter lettuce. You could also use romaine or even iceberg. And then we have the green beans. I just sprinkled a little sesame seeds over the top, and this was really, really good. Tonight's dinner was compliments of our freezer. I did not feel like cooking, but I dug through the freezer and found this, so that's what we decided to make. I have this crispy honey chicken and vegetable fried rice. This is the Innovation brand. I got this at Walmart. And then in my freezer, I also had this half a package of cream cheese wontons from Pagoda. I believe I got these at Kroger. I'm just going to cook all of this according to the instructions on the packages. The wontons I cooked in the air fryer. It actually had air fryer instructions on the back. The fried rice I cooked in the microwave, and then the chicken I baked it in the oven, and once it was done, I tossed it in the sauce. And here are the finished wontons, the finished rice, and then the finished chicken. And here are the finished plates. So we have the chicken, the rice, the wontons, and then those wontons had some sweet chili sauce in them. So that's what's in this dish. And then I set out some yum yum sauce in case we wanted that. This was a really, really quick and easy dinner, and it was delicious. For dinner this night, it was super, super simple. So my mom and I kind of decided last minute to go and visit my grandfather. He's not doing well health-wise, and, you know, we haven't been able, we went and seen him over the past year, but it's not really been the same. We really haven't been able to hug him, and we've had our masks on, but my grandfather's fully vaccinated, as is my husband and I and my parents. So we wanted to go and visit with him and be able to hug him and, you know, eat with him and have a nice visit with him. So we did that, and on our way back from visiting him, we stopped at the Amish market. We got some of their honey wheat bread, some German bologna, and cheese. And so for dinner, when I got home, I'd been driving all day, so we just had some bologna sandwiches, and that was our dinner this night. Tonight for dinner, I made some Carne Asada fries. I saw this over on Tiffany's channel. It's Small Town 6. I'll link it in the description box below. She made these several weeks ago, and they looked delicious. Now, I didn't follow exactly what she did. I kind of did my own thing. I took hers as inspiration. So let me show you what I did. First, I started with the fries. Now, you can totally use your favorite frozen French fries and just cook them however you like them. If you like to air fry them, or bake them. I'm going to make homemade ones. So to do that, I just took 2 medium russet potatoes. I washed them really well. I cut them into sticks. I placed them into a bowl of cold water and let it sit for 30 minutes. I then removed the potatoes from the water. I rinsed the potatoes really well. I poured that water off. I then placed the potatoes on some paper towels and patted them dry really well. I then placed the potatoes into a bowl, and I'm going to add a little bit of oil. You can use olive oil if you'd like. I'm just using some vegetable oil, and then I'm adding some salt and pepper to taste, and you can use whatever seasonings you like here. Then I'm going to place these into my air fryer, and I cooked these at 375 degrees for about 15 minutes. Then I tossed them and cooked them for another 15 minutes. You just cook them as long as it takes to get them crispy to your liking. Some people like fries more on the crispy side. Some people like them more on the soft side. Next up, I'm going to make a quick cheese sauce. Now, I don't have an exact recipe for this. I just kind of threw it together. I had a chunk of Velveeta cheese in my fridge that I wanted to use up, so I've placed that into this pot. I'm going to add a little bit of milk, some paprika, and cayenne to taste, and then I'm going to cook that on medium-low while my fries are cooking, just until the cheese is melted and it's a nice sauce. Now, you can use a cheese sauce if you would like, or you can just use shredded cheese, whatever you prefer. Now for the steak. You can do this several different ways. You can cook up whatever your favorite steak is and use that. This would be a great way to use up leftover steak. To make this really easy, I'm just using this package of refrigerated steak meat. I'm just warming it up according to the package instructions, and I tasted it and it was good, but I wanted a little bit more flavor, so I just added a little bit of taco seasoning and stirred that together, and then that was it for the steak. Now everything is ready, so I'm going to assemble the fries. I've just laid them down on my plate, and then I'm going to add the toppings. Use whatever toppings you'd like. I'm going to add the steak, then add the cheese sauce. And a quick note, I'm going to pop my Instagram up on the screen. I would love it if you would go over there and follow me. Next, I'm going to add some pickled jalapenos. I'm only adding this to my husband's portion. Then I'm going to add some chopped green onions, some pico de gallo. Then I'm going to add guacamole and then sour cream. Now I'm only going to add sour cream to my husband's portion. I like sour cream, but this might sound a little bit odd, but I don't like it when it's in globs like this. I like sour cream when it's mixed more in with things, if that makes sense. When I use sour cream on nachos and things like that, I normally put it into a small Ziploc bag, snip off the end, and drizzle it over it. But I just didn't feel like fooling with it this night. So last minute, I decided to add some of this Chipotle Ranch that I got from Walmart. I drizzled that over it, and here are the finished plates. This was really, really good. It's simple, but this was really delicious. For this last dinner in this week's video, we did hibachi. This was my husband's birthday, and he really wanted sushi and hibachi, so that's what we did. We got a California roll and a shrimp tempura roll. These were really, really delicious. And then for our entrees, I did the filet and shrimp. My husband did the filet, shrimp, and chicken. And then, of course, we had the fried rice, the vegetables, and the soup and salad. This was really, really delicious. And then for his birthday cake, I made a funfetti actually, it was cupcakes back at Easter, and that was the first time my husband had ever had a funfetti cake, and he fell in love with it. Yesterday, when I was at the Dollar Tree, I found a smaller funfetti cake mix, so I got that, and I made a little 6-inch cake. It was the perfect size for just the two of us, and it was really good, and that was his birthday dinner. He was really happy with it. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please hit the thumbs up button below and subscribe to my channel. Have a great rest of the day. Bye-bye.